I'm pretty sure many of the players love to play open world games because this kind of game will give a great experience of exploring the new world and new areas, which we will get curious about how the world will look like in then. Mostly in the best open world game has a different genres like MMORPG, RPG, adventures, and sometimes racing as well. Please help this video get 200 likes, thanks! Top 10 best open world games for Android 2024 you must play. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. The Forman Kalisto. The Forman Kalisto. This is the best open world adventure game with a single player based game. The gameplay pretty much look like a Pokemon beat in a way better graphic visual, and I realized the developer has updated the game to become playable for mid-range phones right now. Even we set the graphic into the cinematic, but the games run perfectly. We will get our first pet and start hunting the monster around. But I see the combat mechanism has a different style. On the beta alpha, it has a turn-based game, but when I try to come in combat, it turns into a free combat style, which we only need to approach the enemy, then our pet and the monster will attack each other, which is way more interesting actually. I love how this fighting style rather than the turn-based, it gives the player the actual freedom. Anyway, we can fly from a higher cliff. It reminds me of a Genshin Impact style. The Forman Kalisto is an RPG with storyline and present with fully voiceover. The game size is only less than 1GB, which is a very small size for this best RPG game. The visual has the best game RPG open world for Android iOS. Xalet. I love the game concept, how the developer really deliver a new game's experience into the player by combining a different game's genre, which are a battle royale, open world game, anime game, and action RPG hack and slash game base. So we can play the game in multiplayer and invite another player in player versus player, which PvP. I have tried one of the features that lets the player pick a different weapon through collecting from the chest. Every chest will provide a different equipment of armor, brace, and weapon. The skill will be adjusted based on the weapon we are equipped with. The main goal is we should kill every enemy we face with our basic attack or skill. Honestly, the enemy's level is way too low, so we can beat them all easily even with just a basic attack. We can explore the world by riding a horse and also flying along the sky. It will give a wider vision to know the enemy's location from a top-down view perspective. Playing a team up in PvP is available. Xalet is the best open-world game RPG for Android iOS in multiplayer. Lost Future. I really love playing the best open world games for mobile. Finally, the developer launched the game for Android after a huge successfully from the iOS platforms. The game has an adventure single-player game open world with a zombie-based game. I think this is the only zombie game that is set in a day with a brighter weather, because mostly every zombie game will set in a darker vibes. So on Lost Future, we can clearly see the area. I really love that the gameplay has a lot of different mechanisms, like we can switch the hero between 3 different main characters. Each of the heroes are equipable, so it's up to us on selecting a different weapon for a long range and short range combat like a long knife and baseball stick. Actually, we can do an assassination from behind and make the zombie not realize our presence. This open world adventure game is full of narration and storyline that will explain along the journey. Seriously, the zombie is pretty aggressive in a massive number coming after us. This is the best high graphic open world games Android iOS. Crisis X, Your Last Survival. Seriously, this game is the best new open world games that everyone should play, but before you download this game, make sure you have a high-end phone to run it, because the game will make some issues when your phone is not matched with the requirements. But seriously, the game's graphic is really good with a lot of attention to detail, like after we cut down the trees and the trees will show the ragdoll effect, and also how the stone is broken. The arrow will keep on the zombie's body body as well. This all is some of the attention to detail will we find, but seriously, it has a high visualization. The gameplay is we can craft the equipment or vest to increase the hero durability and make us survive longer and build the house as well. Don't worry about the material because we can easily find it around us easily. The combat mechanism lets the player hit the zombie from a distance by a bow weapon or do a close combat with a melee weapon, and the damage will increase significantly. Crysis X Your Last Survival is the new best high graphic open world games for Android iOS. Knight RPG. Knight Simulator. If you would like to play a game that has a huge area to explore, then this game will make you feel how far the mission will be. Seriously, it has a lot of main mission that we need to clear, but mostly we should go into a different NPC and report it back when the mission is done. But the area is way too wide for us to explore. Lucky we can ride a horse and speed up, but it will spend some stamina, and the stamina will automatically recover. The combat mechanism is we will find a few wolves or enemies army around the grass. It will come out in a specific area only, then when we kill them, they will die permanently. There are 3 weapons we can use, which are sword, bow, but the arrow is limited. So be wise on unleashing the arrow because it's pretty useful to lock the enemy in a distance. Using your bare hands is possible. We can do a rolling to blink and avoid the enemy's attack. Knight RPG Knight Simulator is the best open world games RPG for Android iOS. One Punch Man World. Honestly, the developer successfully ported this anime game into mobile platforms. Only need a few days after launch, then the game was downloaded by over 1 million players, which is a really great achievement. I can feel how seriously they try to deliver the anime into a game. We have the actual character design, and all of the heroes we see in the anime are available to obtain through gacha and story. The open world is fantastic. It feels so realistic and pretty alive, especially when we are in the city. All of the NPC has a different customization, appearance, and walking randomly. Even when we hit the NPC, then he will respond in with some action. Such a great attention to detail. Even though it has a huge open world, we can go through the portal, but we should get into a different dungeon to fight with the enemy. The combat mechanism lets the player build up their ultimate skill, and it will create a burst damage, but it will take a lot of time to reach 100%. So much better we keep it only when we face the boss monster to do a great damage and clear the stage faster. This is one of the best semi-open world games for mobile. Earth Revival. This game really gets my attention a lot. The graphics are the next level. Even the midpoint can run perfectly this game on a maximum setting. Seriously, everything blends perfectly in sun glare. How the landscape and cliff look, even sea look so realistic. I cannot believe I can play an amazing game on my hand right now. What we should be waiting for is the English version right now, because at the moment the game is launched in a specific region only. The gameplay of Earth Revival is we will play open world games with a survival based game, like decorate the house and get some resources. The tools that we use for it are pretty futuristic. We don't use any axe to cut down the tree, but we use a laser gun and we grind the materials way faster. The monster will be walking around. We can lock the enemy with a gun. We are not alone in fighting because there is a dog as a pet that will help us with his weapon from a distance. We can avoid the attack by tapping the rolling button. Earth Revival is the best upcoming open world high graphic games for Android iOS. Car X Street. Actually pretty difficult to find any open world game that has a car racing game base. Seriously, this game is absolutely top tier, one of the pioneer racing car games with an open world concept, so we can explore the world and crash any object we see and look at how the ragdoll physics will show you in a detail. The game is absolutely incredible and very easy to navigate the car while in racing. We can get a lot of submissions and do a different mission at once, always clearing a lot lot of mission to get in-game gold and start buying a new car, then with a better acceleration. This game is a multiplayer open world game where we can meet another car that is played by the real player in a real time. Always try to get the first position to win a huge reward. Best open world games for Android iOS. Code Seigetsu. Code Seigetsu. The first beta testing easily catch a lot of players' attention. By the game's concept, it has a semi-open world anime games RPG for mobile, and it pretty much look like a Genshin Impact vibes. We will get freely 3 heroes to start the adventure, and they all are switchable in combat or even while exploring the world. Every hero will have a variety of the weapons, so we cannot change their primary weapon. We are only able to strengthen every hero by equipment and also by skill level. This action RPG open world is focusing on the combat mechanism, so we can make a combo on a different area, which is on the air or at the ground. We must tap the skill based on the right timing to create a precision combo skill. Seriously, when we hit them with a combo, we will get a satisfying feeling seeing the hero grappling on the air and slashing with her sword. But overall, I only found a female hero. Hopefully, the developer released the male hero as well to make the character more has a variation. Best new open world RPG anime games for Android iOS. Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves. This game is absolutely what I'm looking for. The game pretty much look like the Genshin Impact killer. I love playing Genshin Impact, but this game has quite different vibes. Especially it feels a bit darker on some spots, but overall everything polished perfectly. The combat mechanism is pretty fast and dynamic. We can switch the hero anytime we want while in the combat. It will give the player to be creative on making a great combo between those heroes. Just to let you know, it's kind of a gacha game base. For example, to get a new hero with a higher grade tier list. And for me, if this game would try to dominate the market, then the developer should make the gacha rate at least becomes higher than Genshin Impact. If it happen, I am pretty sure the player would turn into Wuthering Waves player, because I can see the games has a similarity of graphic level and gameplay level, nothing different at all. Overall, I would rate Wuthering Waves as the best new open world games for Android, iOS and also PC because it's become a cross-platform RPG game open world. Sword of Mystic Su. Bonus Sword of Mystic Su. I'm not pretty sure if this open world game was made by Unreal Engine 5. It seems the developer doesn't optimize the graphic yet. Even though I have played the game into the maximum setting, this is an open world game, no auto-play RPG. So we need to find out everything by ourselves. We should get the mission and even the combat should tap the button manually. When I play the game, I didn't find any enemies around me. The enemy only respawn when we do a certain mission and don't have a wide area to fight. Overall, if you would like to play a game with a Chinese base, then this game would be good for you. This old game is the best open world game high graphic games for Android iOS that is playable, and few of them are on development. Remember to like this video and see you on the next video. Thanks.